Goodness gracious me, it's Tuesday the 12th of May today, and it's currently spot on 11 o'clock as I'm filming this, and we're going to walk in the same direction as we did yesterday because it's blowing another gale. So as I turn round you should hear the wind noise diminish, and I've tried to organise the microphone so that it's in the shelter of the wind because it's really windy. It's cold as well. I've got my coat on and my hood up. It's lovely though. It's one of the really nice days. There's a family there, look, flying a kite. It's one of those really nice days when you need to be all wrapped up for a nice walk on the beach. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go down the steps. This is the lovely Russell Beach at Cleveland. So let me get you might just be able to see the red roofs of the buildings in the distance there. That's Russell School. So just at the end of where these cars are parked here is what's known as the 5-bar gate, and this piece of road here is a dead end with seafront parking. So we're going to walk along the beach today and see what we can find. Oh goodness, chilly or what? It's a bit of a shock after all that boiling weather last week, because it was nice, unusual but very nice. We were even sunbathing. In fact, my face looks a little bit radioactive. I've caught the sun, you might say. Oh, it makes your nose run as well. When I go out in a coat in breeze, it does make my nose run. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can find. I told you a couple of weeks ago that the Russell Beach group did a information board at it's quite near to the 5-bar gate that explains about the pebbles and the stones that you find on the beach and where they come from and what they are. And I've slept ever such a lot since then because it's quite a while since we did it, but it's quite interesting to see what there is and where they come from. I mean, this for example, let me just show you this one, is a common garden post with this is its concrete sort of footing thing, and that's a concrete post that's been washed off from somewhere, who knows where, and that will eventually break down and become, oh, there's another one here, look, very odd. They will eventually break down and become pebbles. There's pieces of granite, the big grey ones like this one, like these are just ordinary grey pebbles. They were washed down from the Lake District in the last ice age. So when the glaciers moved, they pushed those stones in this general direction. This is a piece of granite. I'll pick this one up and show you. You see it? That's a pretty piece of pink granite. You can see, if you just catch it in the right direction, you can see the light twinkling on the crystals in it. Yesterday, being a clumsy clot, I picked a particularly nice little pebble up when I came out onto the beach, and I just popped it in my pocket, and I cracked I broke it actually. I broke the protective screen on my phone. It's only me could do that. You've heard of Calamity Jane? Well, I'm a sister. Let's see what's washed up here. Can you see this? I've come to look at these pebbles, but while I'm here, just on the theme of what we were talking about yesterday, it's not always easy to tell in 3 dimension on a flat picture, but can you see here the beach scopes up, and this is a sandbank And this is one of the banks that we were talking about getting trapped on yesterday. So in these pebbles there's bits of crab shell. There's some crab shell there, I don't know if you can see it. All the lovely mud that the... I'm not walking through that. All the lovely mud that the birds eat. You see that? Like thick layers of clay. It's quite interesting actually when they do the core samples for the beach work. So you might have seen the little rigs that they bring down to the beach. The little they're like almost like a wigwam. And they wheel them onto the beach, and then they put a metal pole, almost like a scaffolding pole, into the machine, and they use a machine, an engine, to drive it down, straight down vertically into the beach to take out what's called a core sample. So they get when the piece of metal comes back up, inside it there's a full cross section of the ground that they've gone through, so you can see all the layers, all the sediment and the stone and rock and whatever the beach is made up of. And our front garden is very, very clayey. In fact, well, our back garden is as well. In fact, when it sets in summer, it's literally like a clay pot. You can't dig it or anything. And you can see with these core samples that they take, you can see what the beach is made up of and how the strata, the layers of stone and beach material vary as they as you go along the beach. And for example, when they were putting the steel piles in for the Russell Coastal Defence Scheme, I think it was the north end of the job, which is up near the golf course, they struck quite stiff clay, so they had to knock quite a lot of the piles in. Most of them went in with a vibrating rig, but where you strike clay, you've got to knock them in because you just can't push them into the ground. And I know there's quite a bit of rock underneath this beach. Clay. Put my teeth in. Oh, that's a big shell. And then you can see it. I'm not going to that one there though. I'm not going to start fiddling with it because it's... I can't remember what they're called. You see lots of little ones like that, but not often that you see specimens so big. And here we have a interesting little pool that's been left by the tide as it's gone out. What's in here? I can't tell what that is. I think that's a stone. It's very clean. You can see what we were saying about the water being clear. See right down into it. Look at this here. Beautiful. And look at it shimmering and twinkling on the sun, shimmering and twinkling on the water. It's really pretty. Lovely. Right, we'll go this way. Oh look, that's an oyster shell. It's an oyster shell sitting in the sand. I'll see if I can wiggle it out with my welly. You see it? Let's turn it upside down. That's a common oyster, I think. There's a different species of oyster whose name escapes me, and it's an invasive species, and they're a lot bigger, and they've got like spiky fins down the back of the shell, and they apparently are taking over the native English oyster beds, and out competing a lot of the natural English ones. These are razor shells, obviously. These. And they, unless I'm mistaken, grow vertically in the beach, and the invertebrate that lives in it lives its head the top part of the shell. It's amazing what you find. It's interesting after a strong wind. There's all kinds of things wash up. We were talking on Facebook the other day about pieces of coal washing up. And somebody said, oh, it's real, or is it slate? Could be either. Not sure. Somebody had said that there's a lot washing up on St Anne's Beach, and a possible explanation was that there are seams quite near to the surface at St Anne's, and as the tides sort of come in and out, it's eroded them out of the river estuary, and obviously it washes it to shore. And also as well pieces of basalt on our beach, which typically is found on Giant's Causeway, and they're quite attractive. They're proper black, dense black stones, whereas coal looks sort of crumbly. The basalt's quite dense. It's quite solid. I've noticed that there's been quite a bit of coal washing up at Cleveland while I've been doing my beach walks. I must admit I'd sort of registered it and wondered why. And one, you know, the minute that you mention something, you can't find it. Make it up, could you? But I don't say any between now and finishing this video. I'll keep an eye out anyway for a minute, and if I see some, you'll hear me go, ah, I found one! So, I think we're still no clearer about the new regulations for coronavirus. It's as clear as mud at the minute. So I've done my email newsletter this morning, and I've put the message on it that we might be called Visit Fylde Coast, and we really love all our readers and our visitors, but for now we'd probably prefer it if you stopped away, because there's one thing for sure: if thousands and thousands and thousands of people all descend on the Fylde Coast all at once, it's going to be impossible to maintain social distancing, and that's not going to be safe for any of us. So that's the message that we're going with for this week. We love you dearly, but just hang on another couple of weeks. And that for today is it. So I shall love you and leave you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.